I've been sitting around for 3 days, going to work, coming back home, chilling, just waiting for my E3D print head to come in. And because I went cheap on the shipping this time, it looks like it's going to take 7 to 10 days for my new print head to come in. Redo the thermistor. I had to take the fan ducts off, which involves me kind of taking some of the wiring apart. Luckily, I did put a quick connect right under the screw, so I was able to at least get the fan ducts off. Man, I'm already getting tired of not being able to 3D print. So I'm going to install this print head back on the printer and print with at least a 0.4 until my E3D print head gets here. I was using my V6 hot end. The thermistor stopped reading randomly. I got some new thermistors in the box of 3D printing parts. Cork, aluminum, a lot of motors, wires. It's around here somewhere. Well, I'm going to be needing this anyways. This is the fiberglass sheathing. Ah, there they are. My thermistors. Focus. There we go. My thermistors. So these are the new thermistors I just got. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to cut one of them one leg shorter than the other length so that I can put only one thing of heat shrink tubing on top of it and it won't short anything out. So all I'm going to use here is, oh geez, that is getting hot. Alright, my soldering iron, my wire strippers, and I don't even know if you can see it on camera, but the thermistor. I'm cut about 1/2 inch into this, and then on the printer, I'm going to cut 1/2 inch into one of those wires as well. So I usually do this in most of the wiring instances that I use, but pretty much the smaller lead's going to go with the black wire, and the red lead's going to get cut back just a tad, so that I can put one piece of heat shrink tubing on this, and not multiple. Alright, and so now I got the fiberglass pieces on there, so they're off so that they can't short each other out. And so I'm going to solder these together like so, and then make sure there's a piece of heat shrink tubing between these. So I got my solder just attached to one of the Z-rods, and I'm just going to tin these two and then solder the thermistor back on. Alright, so that's finished. And so, like I said, the reason why I do it like this is now I can just take this one piece of heat shrink tubing and cover both of the pieces and not even worry about it getting in the way. I might back it up a little bit because I don't want it directly on the hot end, but that's why I have the off-centered soldering job, so that these two can't connect, but I only have to use one piece of insulation. So all I have to do now is just check if the printer's thermistors are reading properly. I go to the back real fast, turn it on. And would you look at that? I got 31 on the extruder, 29 on the bed. That means we're all set and ready to print. Now I just need to hook the other hot end back up. Luckily, the V6 cartridge actually fits inside this J-head hot end, so I don't have to mess with any electronics. I just have to wait for the E3D print head to come in. Using the leftover filament that was stuck inside the hot end to suspend the hot end in place while I install the electronics. Now, because this one isn't an E3D hot end, it doesn't have a screw plate to hold the thermistor in place, so I'm using a paper clip. Alright, so paper clip's wrapped around twice, holding the thermistor in place and also the heater cartridge. So I'm going to try to preheat and see if everything's going well. I've begun the preheat process. Already at 60 degrees. Whoops. Forgot to put the bolts back in. But we are at, what was it, 210. Everything went well. I'm already leaking molten hot plastic because the only thing holding it up was the filament in there. But the two screws are right there, and we just put those back in place. Alright, everything's all done. Honestly, I have no idea how I went 4 days without a 3D printer. I mean, initially I was just thinking to myself, well, I'll be patient, I'll wait for the new print head to come in, but after experiencing 4 days looking at a broken printer with the ability to fix it, and I started to lose it, and then I just decided to fix it. But now I'm back to printing, and finally I get to have some more fun. How I've missed the random creation of an object out of molten plastic. Alright, I feel better now. So, in about 4 or 5 days, I should have my new E3D print head coming in, and I can get rid of this leaky J-head hot end. but still, leaky hot end's better than no hot end. I'll tell you that much.